So the truth is, I am not satisfied with the efforts that I've been making. And I say this while giving myself so much grace, but also understanding my potential or having at least an idea of my own potential. I feel like I can do more. I know I can do more. So let's sit and talk about it. So here's the deal. I absolutely love what I do. I love content creation. I love cooking. I love taking care of my family. I love taking care of the people that I love. And I know that I have the potential to go really far. Well, having the potential is not everything, but it's the course of action we decide to take that's going to propel us to our fullest potential or just have us crash. And I feel like I have crashed and I have been crashing for a long time. I am so conscious of it, and sometimes I see exactly how I'm crashing or when I'm crashing, and it discourages me, and I get more discouraged than encouraged to push forward. So yesterday, exactly a little over 24 hours ago, I woke up after 4 in the morning, as most mornings I do, and I sat on my phone. I scrolled. I ended up scrolling for a while, checking through the apps, the TikTok and the Facebook and the Instagram. And then I put down my phone, and, so much thoughts keep running through my head, like what I want to do. And there are projects that I want to take on. And I have a book there every morning that I try my best to write all my ideas down into. And that book sat next to me, and I took my phone after I scrolled for a very long time, and I rested on top of that book. And then I put on the TV because I have a habit of wanting to see what's going on YouTube. I get a lot of inspiration from watching these homesteaders and these content creators, do their thing. I get a lot of inspiration, a lot of comfort knowing that I'm not alone. But sometimes, to be honest with you, it's not enough. So I went on YouTube, and specifically I saw this photo of this guy came up. I never saw him. I never saw his channel before. Maybe I will link that exact video that I saw for the first time below so that you can go check it out as well. But I think it's like in the first 3 minutes of the video, he said something so profound to me, and that hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, you are what you do every day. And at that point in time, I think I had my phone in my hand. I had picked it up again, and I just stopped like for a couple minutes while I was in a trance, just processing, you are what you do every day. And then the question just hit me, what do you do every day? And I answered my own question. I do this every day. I wake up early in the morning, I sit down, I check my apps, I scroll. I write, but not as much as I scroll. And then I go on YouTube to look for inspiration. And that's basically a routine for me every single morning of every single day. And that was unacceptable. At that point, when I thought about it, that was unacceptable. I really thought about it because this is what I do every day. I sit. I spend more time scrolling in the morning when I can spend that time doing so much for myself mentally, even physically, like exercising, even spiritually. And so much of social media takes up so much of my time. And to be honest with you, I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I want to speak to me. And maybe me speaking to me would inspire you to speak to you, because sometimes we have depression, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we are overwhelmed, and the phone or the social media is our outlet. So I don't want to be the judge of anybody else because every single one of us, we are all going through something. I don't want to be the judge of that, the judge of you. So I'm judging me. I am not living up to my fullest potential. And when that thought hit me, and when the questions came, what are you and who are you, Samantha? I could have just, I could have only said, this is what I do. And I was not satisfied with that answer. I was not satisfied with the knowledge, with I wasn't satisfied with the possibility of that answer being the whole truth. And the funny thing is, it is the whole truth. It's not funny actually, it's sad. But this is not about me going hard on myself, because I am giving myself so much grace right now because I deserve it. But at the same time, I also deserve a life that I don't want to escape from. I also deserve happiness and comfort and peace, and I'm not working hard enough to manifest that. I'm not. So just after I got the thought and the questions and the epiphany, it didn't take me long. About 20 minutes after, I went on Canva. Yes, I love Canva. And I created a stencil that says, you are what you do every day. I designed it how I wanted it. I wanted it to be very sentimental, very minimal, but yet still it brings across the message so clean and so plain. And within 10 minutes, I was finished on Canva with the font that I wanted, everything that I wanted. And I sent it to my tattoo artist. I said, I would like to have this done on my wrist. I would like to get it done as soon as possible. He messaged back and he said, well, let's do tomorrow. And I have my new tattoo. And this tattoo is maybe the most meaningful tattoo, is because this is supposed to speak to me every day. This is supposed to remind me of my purpose. This, when I am scrolling on my phone and my eyes spot this is supposed to make me know, hey, you are what you do every day. And if you want to become something more, you have to do more every single day. You have to be committed to doing more every single day. Every single day. Even if you don't want to do it. So while These are just a few words. You are what you do every day. It speaks so much. It speaks. It is very elaborate. And I can interpret it any way I want to at any point in time. And this is why I feel like, yes, all my tattoos have meanings, they do. And maybe one of these days we might get into that, but at this moment, not right now. But this one, I hope to inspire and to spark action in myself, within myself, around myself, for myself. Because it's time, it's time. It has been time a long time now, but right now, no, right now it's time. As I've heard once before, the perfect time is now. What better time there is than now? So let's go with that. So, really and truly, this is about accountability. And I always admire people who can hold themselves accountable. I always admire that. So I always try to be that person, to always hold myself accountable, to always acknowledge both my wrongs and my rights, and to always be honest with myself, because I think no change can really come if you are not being 100% honest with yourself. Why is it after lunchtime in the day and I have a cock behind me crowing and making so much bloody noise? Anyway, yeah, so I do my utmost best to always be honest with myself. And I hope that this is going to light a fire up my ass. And I'm going to hold myself accountable for it every single time. I also hope that the fire that has been lit up my ass will inspire you in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's just hearing my message, even if it's seeing what I do, being encouraged by what I do, being encouraged by my struggles. I hope that it brings some kind of inspiration for you. And as I told you in my first video, because this is video number 2, this channel is basically a diary. This channel is basically me speaking to myself, speaking life into myself, and talking to myself and working things out. It's not about coming to look for help, but more sitting with myself and figuring things out on my own by just talking. And it really helps. It really does help. Anyway, it is Sunday. Tomorrow is school. So I have some school preparations to get done. And I think I'll just sit out here a little while longer. Because if you all know me from my other channel, from my other different platforms, you all would know I absolutely love nature. I love being outside. So I think I'll sit here for a little while longer. But it was nice chatting. If you have any contributions, you can definitely leave it in the comments below, and I will leave that video that I watched. And to be honest with you, I didn't even watch the entire video. As soon as the guy said, "You are what you do every day," I just stopped. And that was it. So I think I'll go back and I'll watch that video. I'll probably comment on it and tell them thank you for the life-changing advice. I'll leave it and I'll link it below so that you could go check it out too. I hope you're well. Thank you for staying till the end of the video and listening. And if you know you enjoy these conversations, you can consider subscribing to the channel. But I'll leave that up to you. Anyways, I hope you have a lovely day and we will chat again soon. Bye.